Hello, Professor Halsey here, and I just wanted to go through our Module 2 project. So I come in through modules, and I'm going to scroll down past Module 1, and at the bottom of Module 2, you'll see Project, Module 2 Project Circuit Simulation. Okay. Before we actually start building it, we want to familiarize ourselves with the course project and the process of building the circuit to design the prototype, emulate the smart home security system. We use Tinkercad. Okay, to get ready to do this part of the project, we're going to download the project guide and the project deliverable. Watch the video series, which includes an introduction video, a project guide video, and project deliverables video for instructions and details to help guide you through your project assignments. Click the plus sign in the right corner of the video to see a transcript of the video. Okay, we're going to download the project guide first. Brings up the download window here, and I'll open the document. Click Enable Editing. And I'm going to open my project deliverable. Okay, so enable editing here as well, and then I'm going to scroll down and look, and it shows me I need a screenshot of the completed circuit in Tinkercad for 20 points and a screenshot of the code in Tinkercad for 20 points. And then they give me a window to put both of those in. Okay, so I'm going to minimize that until later when I need it. And go back to my project guide so I can look over what I need to do to get started. Okay, this is, we're going to get introduced to Tinkercad circuits, familiarized with hardware components required to build the physical system through the simulation, and we'll get a look at some of the programming logic and design of the hardware. Now, we're not doing any of this physically this week. It's all being done in Tinkercad. Step 1 here is to log into the Tinkercad account like we did in our first project, the Module 1 project, and create a new circuit. Right, so if you don't have one of these open, I was trying to see how I can go and create a new one. I know there's a new file button. Okay, so once you log in, it comes in like this, and we'll go to circuits and create a new circuit. Up here is the name of the circuit, and we want it to read CEIS101 November session 2021, and your last name. That's my last name, my project file. Your last name, your project file. Okay. Step 2, we're going to search for the Arduino Uno in the parts list and add the Breadboard Starter to the work area. Okay, so I'm going to hit this drop down here. And under starters, I'm going to come down and choose Arduino. Then right below the search window, you see the breadboard layout, click on it, and it will come on to your screen. Notice how the wires are already run for you to connect power and ground. Okay, make sure and read all the directions here. I don't want to read them to you in the video, but it does describe the capabilities of the board and the layout. Okay, the next thing we want to search for is an LED. So we'll click the drop down again, and it's under Components and then Basic. And you'll see the LED here. Again, click, and you can drag it over and drop it somewhere on the board. Okay, since we're simulating this week, I am not worried about the resistor. They do not have us added into the breadboard, so we'll leave it out this week. Now I'm getting ready to draw in the wires for my circuit, so I want to see it a little bit better. So I click this little zoom to fit button up here in the corner, and it makes it all nice and neat. Okay, the little crooked leg on the LED is the one we're going to take it and run it to pin 13. And while that wire's selected, I'm going to click this drop down and change it to red. It's not going to power, but that's how it will get power, is through pin 13. Then the other leg of the LED needs to go to ground so we have a complete circuit. So I'm going to click there, and anywhere down here on the ground line, I can connect it. Okay, so we've now got it all hooked up. And at this point, I'm going to minimize that and try to stretch a little bit here so I can see more of my directions. Okay, now make sure I finished everything they asked me to do. Yes, I do believe I did. All right, now they want us to open the code editor by clicking on Code here. And you see the Code tab comes up. Okay, so we want to get the code blocks and text so that we see the text there as well. Okay. All right, so when now they're asking us to delete the code by dragging the blocks and dropping them in the trash. And my screen is having a little bit of trouble here, so I'm gonna, now if I grab this one, it's only gonna pull that one. I can grab here, but it's only gonna get those two. If I grab here, it'll get those three. If I grab up here, it gets all of them. And then I move down here to the trash can opens and I drop it. And that's how we delete their initial code. I didn't quite want you that far over, but to the trash, we did that on the bottom right. Okay, we did that. Okay, so now we're going to add our own blocks under the output block category. Find the set pin to high block and change the pin number to 13. Alright, so we're going to go locate under output, set pin 0 to high. So in my outputs, set pin 0 to high. I'll pull it over here, and we're using pin 13. So I'm going to scroll down and check pin 13. In the text editor portion, you'll now see the text to do the digital write, and we set the pin mode to output. And this part in the setup means that's done once in the beginning. We don't have to set this up every time. We only have to do that once. But down here with writing data to it, that will do more than once. So we want that down here in the loop. Okay. We're going to program it to blink on and off. First pin 13 is set to high or on. Then we're going to wait for a second and then set the pin to low. And then wait there for a second. And then the whole process repeats over and over again. Okay, so in the controls section, we're going to look for wait for 1 second. And I'm going to pull that over here. All right, next we want to grab that set pin to high, but we're going to change it to low on pin 13. And we can copy and paste or pull from the other one. So I'll go back to output and I'll pull in set pin to high, but I want pin 13 and I want it to go low. And I'm going to come back to control and get another wait for a second and put it at the bottom. I think I just, yep, that was the next step. Wait 1 second. All right, now we're going to take a quick look at the code and then exit the code editor and start the simulation. So again, we've got our pin 13 set to output. We write out a high to it. We wait or delay for a second, which is 1,000 milliseconds. Then we write out a low to pin 13, delay for another second, 1,000 milliseconds, and we're done. All right, so we're going to close the code part of this. We don't want to see it anymore. Okay, so now we're going to start the simulation. And you should see the light blinking on and off. Okay, stop. And take a screenshot of your final circuit. Paste it into your PowerPoint deliverable. Take another screenshot of your code and paste it in the PowerPoint deliverable. Make sure that the this Tinkercad circuit design shows the course number CEIS101, November session 2021, and your last name. All right, so I would come to my circuit, and it did not ask to do it all in one, so I want the circuit by itself. And there's a couple of ways you can do the print screen, or you can use the snipping tool if you're in Windows. Not sure if there's a Mac version of that or not. I think it was coming. There it goes. And I click New and just outline what I want to take a picture of. And I need this file name up here, so I'm going to start up above the Tinkercad and get my window. I'm going to bring that and go to the circuit screenshot page. Click here and Control V to paste it. I'm then going to come back to my circuit and turn on the code editor. And now I'm going to take a second screenshot or a second snip showing the code. I'll then bring that and put it on this page that says code screenshot, Control V to paste. And now I'll go back and save this and put it in my Module 2 project. You should be able to come back to the top of this page and submit your file. Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions.